It's time for another non-serious guessing session on what games Sony will release on the PSplus Essential and Extra subscriptions in July. And if you like my content, I suggest you subscribe to my channel so you always know what games are leaving and joining the Essential and Extra subscriptions. Let's start by looking at what we've been given away in July and past years. In 23, it was Alan Wake Remastered, Endling, Extinction is Forever, Call of Duty, Black Ops Cold War Cross-Gen Bundle, in 22, Arcadegeddon, Crash Bandicoot 4, It's About Time, The Dark Pictures Anthology, Man of Medan, in 21, Call of Duty Black Ops 4, WWE 2K Battlegrounds, A Plague Tale, Innocence. And here we get an interesting fact. Call of Duty was given away twice in July, so I dare say they might give it away this year too. I think it might be Call of Duty Vanguard. The events of the game are set during World War II. The plot will begin at the very end of the war, when the four main characters will unite into an elite squad and go to the very rear of Berlin for the heads of high-ranking officers. Opposing them will be the head of Gestapo Heinrich Freisinger and Heinrich Müller that want to revive the Reich and for this purpose organize the Operation Phoenix. I can also assume a giveaway of the Dark Pictures Little Hope. Some will say it's also an extra, but it doesn't matter. Sony has already given away a few games from Extra to Essential. The plot of the game is about the town of Little Hope, where in the 17th century, the massacres of witches took place. 4 students come to this town with a professor and have to learn a lot about the secrets of the town and face its horrors. The next game, which as I think can get into the subscription, is Planet of Lana. The game is a platformer with simple puzzles and a very, very nice cartoonish picture and music. The game starts with the fact that the inhabitants of the world, where the events take place, are captured by aliens, including the sister of the main character. And we, in the person of a little girl, need to find where she was taken away and save. Now let's take a look at the games that will be released on the same day that PS Plus games become available for download. For Essential, that's July 2, and the First Descendant is releasing on that day. The game is a cooperative third-person shooter-looter where players engage in races to fight boss battles and mop up terrain, collect resources, and pump up equipment. The plot of the game tells the story of the Descendants, special soldiers that have unique abilities and technologies. Classes of fighters are characterized by unique abilities and appearance. In the game, by the way, there is no armor. You will have to make your character stronger through modules and costume elements. Unfortunately, apart from the beautiful picture in the videos, the game is not much different from Destiny or Warframe, and I think it belongs in the subscription. For Extra, it's July 16th, and on that day comes the brutal cooperative first-person shooter EvilVEvil, where the player is a powerful vampire awakened from a long sleep. There will be 3 heroes: Mashaka, who possesses teleportation and fire magic, Leon, a juggernaut who can chain enemies together, and Victoria, a team leader who can create copies of herself to hunt down enemies. The game looks spectacular, and this is the kind of action I'd like to see in a subscription. Now let's have a look at what was released in Game Pass on Xbox, because as you know, games from there often get to PS Plus too. The Kalisto Protocol looks more or less attractive for a wide audience. It was given to us in Essential, but taking into account that the game has not shot up anywhere, we can add it to Extra. The events of the Kalisto Protocol take place in the year 2320 on Jupiter's satellite Callisto, where players will have to escape from the Black Iron prison and uncover its terrifying secrets. In the game, you will have to face terrifying monsters, which are trying to tear the protagonist to pieces. And the sound atmosphere of the game is able to give the player a sense of suspense and make him afraid of every dark corner. But only the combat system and the variety of enemies is very disappointing. Now let's see what games were released a year and a half ago, because these are the games that can get into the distribution according to the documents that were stolen by hackers. Among them such projects is Hitman World of Assassination, which includes 3 parts of the reboot of the series about bald assassin who travels the world and eliminates targets. This is a very cool stealth action with disguises, which allows you to pass missions in a lot of different ways. And if stealth is boring, no one prevents you to take out a machine gun and take the target's life in a radical way, although it is an extreme measure. It's much more interesting to look for available opportunities to do it quietly. Dead Space was also released a year and a half ago. I will also put it in the forecast, although it was in the past, as for me, so now the chance of it getting into Essential is even higher. It is a sci-fi action from the third person with survival horror elements. The plot tells about the adventures of an engineer named Isaac Clarke. While investigating a distress signal from the ship's Dr. Ishimura spaceship, he faces a threat from mutated human corpses. And to know which games will officially join Essential in July, as well as games joining and leaving the Extra catalog, like the video, click the bell, and turn on all notifications so you don't miss my new videos.